morning. Gabriela Alonso, Coordinator, School, Family, and Community Partnerships with Riverside Unified. And today joining me for this presentation is Ms. Katie Grimble, Principal at University Heights Middle School in Riverside. So thank you so much for joining us this morning. I also want to acknowledge that we have several of our team members with us today in this room, and they will be joining us with questions and additional comments as we review our presentation. So thank you. So just a little bit about our district. We are a district of nearly 40,000 students from preschool to 12th grade with 50 schools. And we also have a robust virtual school, elementary, middle school, and high school, and a home-based program. A little bit about our demographics. We have about 71.5% social economic disadvantaged students, 15% English learners. We are predominantly a Latinx community at 64%, 20% white, and 6% African American, 3% Asian. So our problem of practice for our district, I also want to acknowledge our site staff and our parents who really brought an awareness to our problem of practice and influence our decision to focus on communication and outreach. So our problem of practice is school sites across the district have different communication practices for families. Often we deploy the easiest methods for communicating with families instead of meaningful, culturally responsive two-way communication. So our problem of practice really lies in systems and tools that are not community friendly. The factors that contribute to ineffective practices include language barriers, communication tools that are not accessible to families, and that could be because families don't have access to internet, the communication platforms that we're using, families are not able to navigate those platforms. They could be in reading levels that are not, accessible to our families. Also, the delivery. Right now, during the pandemic, we really relied heavily on technology. So we feel that we've lost the ability to create and nurture personal connections with families. So it's really looking at those systems at the site level. I know at the district level, we're working on bettering those community systems throughout our district. We really need to focus on our sites. Right before the pandemic, we met with each of our principals using the PTA National Standards for Family School Partnerships, and we talked to our principals regarding their site level family engagement practices. And communication was a top priority for our school administrators. They voiced the need for staff, for tools and resources to engage in meaningful and culturally responsive communication with their families. But they did mention at that point that they needed help. They really needed help from the district to make that happen. We also have data from the communication platforms that we use. We use PeachJar, which is our digital flyer platform. And we see that we send it to all households, but not all families open their emails. And then only a certain percentage of families actually read the flyers. We are sending those flyers in English and Spanish, but we have to acknowledge that we also have various other languages that we need to focus on. And then our social media. We are really heavy on our social media at the district level, but we understand that our administrators not always have the support in terms of staff or time to update the communication and the social media platforms on the websites of their school sites. We have that information that we could look at and help us make some informed decisions. And then we're hearing from our parents, particularly during the pandemic, that they're not getting information on time. And if they have students at different schools, information might not be the same, or there might be delays in communication. So we have information that we could use moving forward to make sure that we're supporting our school sites at the district level, and that we're bringing in community resources and the tools needed to really support our administrators. So Ms. Grimble will talk about what she's doing at her school site and how we could support the rest of our 49 schools in this journey.
Thank you. So, like Gabriella said, I'm Katie Brimble. I'm the principal at University Heights Middle School in Riverside Unified. And relating back to our problem of practice, we have a lot of wonderful things going on at sites across the district. The struggle is that every site offers something different and handles it in different ways. And so we have been working on and will continue to work on getting feedback from our different community partners, including parents, our students, and our teachers, in order to generate more ideas and on how we can build more family-friendly communication and supports. We've sought out feedback through a variety of different partners. At my site specifically, we have student forums where we ask students for input on programs that we offer, ways that we communicate with them. We have parent forums where we ask parents to come in and just share their needs and their ideas with us as well. But we also have worked with our parent groups, like our different PTA groups. We work with PK a lot. I know a lot of the districts here do as well. We are a school to homeschool, so we work with California Emerging Technology Fund to really hear out ideas around what are the best practices around family engagement and how do we identify what's going to work best for the families at all 50 sites. Strategies that we identified to improve in our problem of practice area. First, research. So we've been working with our research department and our communications department to survey staff and different groups on what community and family engagement practices are happening at the different sites. There's been a parent survey done, and we are trying to figure out what are the best ways to communicate with our parents. How can we give them the information they need without it becoming information overload, where they have to filter out what's important and what's not. We have also been working to identify best practices. So not just more isn't always better. We're trying to figure out really what are the practices that fit each community the best, because our district is not similar across all of the sites. We've got very different demographics depending on the area of the city that you're in. And so the needs differ of our communities. And so I'm really trying to take a supportive stance instead of a prescriptive stance, and identifying the things that each community needs and how the district as a whole and the sites can support those needs. We have worked on leveraging our district-wide tools. So our district communications department has started a community newsletter that highlights things going on across the district and blasts it out to families in a variety of ways. So families are not just seeing things specific to their school, but they're seeing things that are occurring across the district at all levels. We have also been exploring training for different site staff on how they can improve communication, including the communications department providing templates and tools for site staff members who want to improve the site communication to parents. So newsletter templates that are designed really nicely so that the sites can plug in content without necessarily having to spend time trying to figure out how to design it or pick a platform and that kind of thing. But also the communications department providing social media tools and support to individual sites to make sure that all of the sites have the capacity to push out information in the way that works best for them. And then our research and assessment department has also been working with our team, both at the district level and our site specifically, to create a parent engagement tracking tool. And so we use Aries as our student information system. And we are working with our technology gurus who know a lot more about that kind of thing than I do, to create a table in Aries where we can track events and different activities that parents are being involved in, so that the sites can then look overall at what programs are being most successful and whether or not the programs that they're offering are having an impact on student attendance, student grades, and student engagement. And then finally, spreading the word about collaboration with our Family Resource Center, because we have an amazing Family Resource Center that serves our entire district, and every site works with them in different ways. And so trying to make sure that all of the sites know all of the wonderful things that they are able to do and support you with as a site, and helping to see them as someone who can help bridge community partnerships and help bring in some of the programs that will support our parents to the site. And that is the end of our presentation.
Thank you, Catherine. Sorry. Thank you so much for that presentation. Catherine and Gabriella, it was wonderful.